Greetings. Welcome back to the Morning Breadcast. I am Mark Christian, your host with Digging for End Time Truths, and we are finishing out the week of prophecy updates, and we are examining what's happening in the world with biblical truth and prophecies, and just getting our focus back on what is happening in this world and how rapidly we are approaching the end of all things. Okay, so if you've been with me all week, you know I talked about the new program that's coming out, Stargate. I talked about the 10 Kings. I talked about the church being removed just before it gets really crazy. Today I want to talk about when the church is removed, what happens. And this is such a misnomer in the church. I don't know why people don't understand this, but this is not just about you receiving Christ and going up and, sitting under a palm tree with a harp and drinking your favorite beverage and watching the fish and the birds. That's not what this is about. Okay. That's not the heaven that you have been spoken of. That's not what we're going to be looking forward to. So there's the reason why we do what we do on this earth is that Jesus said that you can't win your salvation by doing things. So I am going to bring you to heaven, but there are rewards for what you do if you focus your life on God. There are rewards for that, okay? So here we go. I'm going to quote a few scriptures of what Paul talks about first, where he talks about, it's called the Bema Seat of Christ. It's for believers only. It's not for unbelievers. The unbelievers are the white throne judgment. And the judgment seat, and that's the white throne judgment. You don't want to be there. Anyway, we're going to pick it up in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, where Paul says this, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ," talking to the church, "that each one may receive the things done in the body according to what he has done, whether good or bad." Right? Paul mentions in Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 to 25, he says this, "And whatever you do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not to men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ. But he who does wrong will be repaid for what he has done, and there is no partiality." Okay? Let's quote what Jesus says in chapter 6, verse 35. These are all things about the rewards that you're going to get, that Jesus is coming with the rewards. Jesus says this, "But love your enemies, do good, and lend, hoping for nothing in return. And your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the unthankful and evil." 1 Corinthians 3:8. This is Paul speaking. "Now he who plants and he who waters are one, and each one will receive his own reward according to his own labor." Verse 14, Paul says this, "If anyone's work which he has built on endures, he will receive a reward." So we're talking about when you live this life for Christ, the things that you do, you don't go reward seeking, but go and do God's will for you, and you will receive rewards. You're not going to earn salvation, but you're going to receive rewards. And all these things matter when you get there. Okay? Hebrews 10:35 says this, "Therefore do not cast away your confidence, which has great reward." In other words, don't give up towards the end. Keep going, because it has great reward. And I'm going to leave you today with this. So this is at the end of the book of Revelation, right? Jesus lays out everything that's going to happen through this final 7-year period when this one world ruler is there and the world falls apart and things get so bad that it's just awful. When Jesus comes back, he says this to the believers. He says, "Behold," this is Revelation 22, verse 12. At the very end, he says, "Behold, I am coming quickly, and my reward is with me, to give to everyone according to his work." So I'm encouraging you today, live for Christ. How do you do that? Keep your nose in the book, keep your knees on the ground, keep your ears to the Spirit, and walk in the fruits of the Spirit, and you will be blessed in the end. And I will see you again next time on the Morning Breadcast. God bless and have a great day.